We got some major Knicks rumors to talk about as Stephen Bondy, New York Knicks insider, has linked Marcus Smart, Ben Simmons, and Landry Shamet to the Knicks for their final roster spot, and he gave us some inside info on CP3. Before I share my thoughts as well as give you the information on what Bondy had to say, I want to hear from you guys. Open up the comment section. If you could have one of these players to be a Knick this season, who would it be? Smart, Simmons, Shamet, or CP3? Yo, what's going on, everybody? You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports, and I am your host, Marshall Green. Per a source, the Knicks are monitoring the situation with Marcus Smart. That's what Stephen Bondy had to say in his recent article for the New York Post. We broke down the situation with Marcus Smart and the Washington Wizards earlier this week on the channel, and I'm sure you already saw it. That's because you're already all subscribed. If you did not, Evan Sidgery reported this. Rival teams are monitoring Marcus Smart's future with the Wizards in case a buyout becomes an option. Washington has received little trade interest on Smart, but plenty of contenders would aggressively pursue him as a free agent. Smart is on a $21.6 million expiring contract. We've seen kind of a theme this offseason of players being bought out that we really didn't expect to be bought out. A guy like DeAndre Ayton was bought out. Jordan Clarkson, who's a New York Knick, he was bought out. There's rumors about Bradley Beal being bought out, and it sounds like Marcus Smart could be the next one. So not officially a free agent yet, but if he does get bought out, I expect the New York Knicks to have heavy interest. We told you that a couple of weeks ago. Bondy confirmed that today, and my guy Chris Persianen on Knicks Twitter, who works for Clutch Points, told us this back on October 4th of 2024. The New York Knicks have had internal discussions about a potential deal for Marcus Smart, per sources familiar with the situation. New York Knicks have had rumored interest in Smart before. No deal is imminent, but several sources indicated the Knicks are willing to be active on the market. So that was back in October. Bondy is now saying the Knicks are monitoring the situation extremely closely. The Knicks have a thing for Marcus Smart, and they have been pursuing him, I would say, for the last couple of years. They have been linked to him as a destination for quite some time. And when it comes to Smart being a free agent and filling that final roster spot the Knicks have for the veteran minimum, I'm all in. That would be awesome. Marcus Smart isn't quite the player he once was. I do worry if he goes to a winning environment and a winning team, if that would change. It's hard to stand out in Memphis and Washington, But if he comes to the Knicks and he gets surrounded in a championship culture like he was in Boston, what player is still there? And there's a lot of things that I like about Smart's game, and I think he has things that the Knicks lack and could use. They could use another dog, an ultra competitor, a fierce player, a guy that's got a little nastiness to him, willing to be a little chippy, maybe willing to play a little bit dirty. Most importantly, what he brings as a player, which is strong defensive principles, can hit big shots, can handle the ball, and just be a winning piece. He's not the guy that we once saw in Boston. That was a top 3 option on getting to an NBA Finals team. But there is still juice left there. And I still think he could contribute to winning. Shot the ball at a 34.5% plus clip from downtown. Can he shoot 35% from the three-point line with the Knicks? Can he still guard up? Can he still impact winning on both sides of the floor? And can he play alongside Jalen Brunson? The Knicks need more guys in the backcourt that could do that. I don't really love the idea of Brunson and Kolek playing together. I don't really love the idea of Brunson and Clarkson playing together. I do like the idea of Brunson and McBride sharing the backcourt, and I like the idea of Brunson and Smart potentially sharing the backcourt because Smart can still defend at an extremely high level. I think he can guard 1 through 4. 6'3", long wingspan, built like an inside linebacker, great lower body strength, just former DPOY, former Defensive Player of the Year. I would be all in on signing Marcus Smart if he becomes available, especially for the veteran minimum. And I think that he could be a major part of this team, playing 15-plus minutes per night and helping them stack W's in the regular season while also making game-changing plays in the playoffs. The Knicks have been interested for a while. Becomes a free agent, I think that they're going to be a top destination for him. And if the Knicks make a move, we're going to make a video. So subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 80,000 subscribers. We crossed over 79K recently. Major shout out to y'all. Appreciate you. If you haven't yet, hit that sub button and lock us in. Bondi also mentioned Ben Simmons as a realistic free agent option. I'm going to go to his Twitter real quick just so I can get the exact wording of what he had to say. He said, in the story, I also presented Ben Simmons and Landry Shamet. And I'll tell you what he said about Chris Paul in a second. But Ben Simmons is someone we've talked about on this channel for a while. The Knicks were interested in him reportedly early on in free agency. Ian Begley had that, and it makes a lot of sense. 6'11", 240, can rebound, can handle, and can still defend. Is the player that a lot of people thought he was going to be after being the number 1 overall pick in the NBA draft? No. Is he an all-star? No. Is he someone that should start? No. But there are minutes available for him, and his skill set can translate. He can run in transition, he can defend multiple positions, and he can handle the ball. Like, that's what I'm looking for in a veteran minimum guy. And maybe a guy with a chip on his shoulder as well. Like, I understand the talk that Ben Simmons is soft, couldn't play in Philly, couldn't play in Detroit, Brooklyn, blah, 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 blah. You want to come revive your career, revive your value, help win a championship? Simmons on the vet min makes a lot of sense. And it's something I'm willing to pursue. It's something I, like, of my dream veteran minimum targets. Smart's probably number 1 if he gets bought out, but Ben Simmons is at the top for me as well. And the Knicks need more athletes. And Ben Simmons, he's an athlete. Stephen Bondi also mentioned Landry Shamet as a potential player that could come back, and I get that. I do. He could shoot it. Didn't shoot it all that well in the first half of the regular season. Was coming back from that shoulder injury. But once he found his way and he was back ready to play, he ended up shooting 39.7% from 3 in the regular season. Hit some shots in the playoffs. Showed a lot of effort. Showed a lot of grit. Defensive intensity. Versatility. I'd be cool with Shaman on that veteran minimum. For Chris Paul, a lot of people have asked me about him. He mentioned Chris Paul is a fun idea, not as realistic. And someone asked him why, and he said, just Chris Paul, and because of reporting from others that he wants to stay on the West Coast. Chris Paul will be sick. Guy like him running the second unit, getting everybody involved, would love it. I don't see it happening at this point. Bonnie said it's a fun idea. I wouldn't hold your breath on CP3 being a Knick. I'll ask you guys again. If you could have any of these players, which one would it be? Smart, Simmons, Shamet, Paul. Let me know. And also, make sure you're taking advantage of this deal. This hoodie, it was $65. Now it's $30. And you get it today by going to chatsports.com/NYK hoodie. That's chatsports.com/NYK hoodie. Make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram @MarshallGreen_.